getting into the political maniacs this week. I don't even know what political maniacs is anymore because it's kind of just whatever we want to talk about. But
we'll have there's going to be 4 years of Trump political maniacs.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Even though there's some Democrats with political maniacs as well.
This week, the topic of discussion is the first batch of confirmation hearings for President-elect Trump's cabinet picks. And first in front of the firing squad are Senator Jeff Sessions and Rex Tillerson, former Exxon CEO, right?
Yes, they're both up.
Okay, so Richard, I just want to get your take off the jump. What was your sense of the effectiveness of the Democrats' strategy in the Jeff Sessions?
Well, I thought it was interesting to see, for the first time ever in American history, a sitting senator protest another senator getting a job. Right? I mean, I have problems with, I do believe, first of all, Jeff Sessions is from Selma, Alabama.
Right.
And was alive and around and probably participated in, who knows.
That's a bold claim, but...
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, you know... I think the Justice Department serves a very important role in this country. It's the job of the courts and Justice Department to make sure that we have a majority rule with minority rights.
Yep.
And that includes making sure that everybody has access, unfettered access to vote. I don't believe that Jeff Sessions is going to do that. I think that Jeff Sessions is allied more so with the law enforcement side of the Justice Department than the justice side of the Justice Department.
Right, because it goes both ways.
It does go both ways. And I'm not saying, like, and I mean, I'm going to be very clear, right? Like, I think, and I've said this over and over again, right? Like, I don't think that every police officer is necessary, like, when they take actions against individuals that sort of become mainstay news, not all these cases are black and white. Mm-hmm. But I would argue that what we have found over the past, well, it's existed for a very long time. I would argue it's existed since the beginning of time. I mean, police were created in this country, and sheriffs were created in this country to find freed slaves and bring them back to their masters, right? And, you know, I think there's always been a problem with police and communities of color. I think in this decade that we live in now, and because of social media, this has become a really big problem. I think even police departments know.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a letter released by the International Association of Police Chiefs that says, yes, we as the United States police chiefs indicate that we have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see police forces all across the country investing in police body cameras.
If they didn't think they had a problem.
Yeah.
They have a problem. And I don't think that Jeff Sessions is part of the solution. I think what you're going to see from Jeff Sessions is the perpetrator's always wrong, no matter what.
Right.
Like in the Alton Sterling case, he'd be like, Alton Sterling's wrong. He talked to a police officer when he pulled him over.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Sessions is a dangerous pick for that reason in particular.
And he's going to gut the Civil Rights Department of the Justice Department like every Republican does.
Republicans love doing that. I mean,
because they don't believe in civil rights.
The Office of the Attorney General is responsible for a variety of things. But the most important is they're responsible for prosecuting on a federal level important civil rights and human rights cases. And having someone like Senator Jeff Sessions at the helm means that a lot of these cases may never get a second look.
That's right.
Right? And I think a lot of the cases recently, over and over again, Eric Holder has opened federal investigations.
And Loretta Lynch.
Into cases where people don't know all the facts, right? And especially, like, there are some cases where it's kind of up in the air, but the idea is, like, there could be the appearance of some bias here by the police, and the best thing that you can do is let's have an open federal investigation.
And put all the facts out there.
Let's take, the stakeholders and the people that are up for election at the state and local level out of the picture, and let's let's have an open investigation. And I'm very concerned that if Jeff Sessions is at the helm, we will end up in situations frequently where the federal government stays out of the picture, right?
Right. I think you're right. And I think it's only fair, because we are fair and balanced here at the Fowler Show, that, for the next 4 years, you're going to get a lot of, Republican bashing here at the show. Right? Would you argue?
Yeah.
So we're going to have a couple of maniacs, but I'm adding this, Riches and No Madness is the rundown. But there's another group of maniacs that I want to add, and these are Democrats.
I actually know what you're talking about before you're going to say it, because I read about it earlier today. But
yeah,
get after it.
These are Democrats, and what these Democrats did. So Bernie Sanders, during this week, introduced a simple symbolic amendment Wednesday night, urging the federal government to allow Americans to purchase pharmaceutical drugs from Canada, where they're considerably cheaper. Such unrestricted drugs importations is currently prohibited by law. The policy had a wide support amongst Americans. One Kaiser poll taken in 2015 found that 72% of Americans are in favor of allowing for importation. President-elect Donald Trump has also campaigned and promised he would allow for importation. The Senate voted down the amendment 52-46, with 2 senators not voting. Unusually, the vote was not purely amongst party lines. 13 Republicans joined Sanders, and a majority of Democrats in support, while 13 Democrats, who are, I would argue, are also
Shameful.
maniacs of the week, joined the Republicans to oppose it, including Cory Booker. Cory Booker is one.
That's a big red flag for him.
That's a huge red flag. Here's the thing:
scary.
These individuals are owned by pharma, right? They're owned by these lobbies, and there's other individuals. I want to give you all their names, because here's the thing: I think now, as our party begins to grow, we need to out these people for who they are. The others include Senator Casey from Pennsylvania, Senator Bennett from Colorado, Senator Carper from Delaware, Senator Coons from Delaware, Senator Cantwell from Washington, Senator Murray from Washington, Senator Donnelly from Indiana, Senator Heinrich from New Mexico, Senator Heitkamp from North Dakota, Senator Tester from Montana, Senator Warner from Virginia, Senator Menendez from New Jersey, and like I said, Cory Booker.
Yeah, we're coming up on the break, but I will say
Maniacs of the week.
Briefly, that with Big Pharma, I do not understand how these Democrats can make the argument that the best thing that we can do, we import everything else. We import bananas, because other
drugs.
places make them cheaper. And the idea that we're doing this to benefit the American people is a freaking joke.
It is, and a lot of these drugs are also made overseas. For example, Novartis, one of the big drug companies, they're based in Switzerland.
Yep.